Well, there is a sight for sore eyes. Yes, it is. That's Mr. Forrest. Excuse me. I was thinking about Forrest when I saw him out there. That's TC, Forrest's father. But that still is a sight for sore eyes. Kind of grainy because I am shooting through a window. Back it up a little bit where we're not quite as close in on him. It clears up some. But I think it's a doe with him there. Don't think I saw any antlers. I was so concentrating on TC. But that is definitely TC. We have seen him a little bit here lately, but not much. But I haven't seen Forrest in quite a while, which really bothers me. Forrest would really be a sight for sore eye. I am totally out of carrots right now. We'll buy some carrots after church tomorrow. And probably some grapes and some apples if they haven't got too high. Hopefully the prices will start coming down on some of the stuff that we're buying pretty soon. Surely it will come down a little bit after January. But you can see that Mr. Forrest is looking pretty good. I don't think he's broken anything off. It might have, I don't know. But I've been Mr. Forrest. I keep wanting to call TC Forrest. I apologize for that. I really hope my Forrest made it through the rut. I really have doubts about that. There's a little baby over there. I don't know if that's that baby's mama up there with Forrest. Probably is. I can see her head now, I think. Yeah, that is that's a mama. Look how big Forrest is in comparison to her. It's just amazing how big he is compared to her. That's a beautiful little baby right there. And as you can see, lots and lots and lots of leaves on the ground. Not many green leaves in the trees. So we back out a little bit and take a look. Real difficult anything to focus out there. It's not very light. Anything to focus. You can see all the trees have pretty much died. The color's about gone. I'm so happy to know that TC Thundercloud has made it through the rut this far. The rut's not totally over, but it's getting closer every day. Still some babies running around by themselves. I saw a baby out there this morning earlier when it's barely daylight. No doe with that baby. So that doe is still running around, hadn't got back with their baby. They will get back with their babies after the rut, the majority of them. And that very likely is that baby's mama that's off to the right. But there is Mr. Forrest, and that's Mr. Forrest. I keep wanting to call him that. Forrest is on my mind. TC. I sure hope we see Mr. Forrest come up here sometime in the next few days. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? But he may still be alive and never come back. You never can tell. He might have swam the lake and they get off and get other places. Of course, gun season is still on right now. I think gun season is on for another day or two. I've been gone about a week. We've been in Alabama shooting a television show. Starting out the mornings in 20-some-odd degrees, but we got some good television shows down there. We will have some of the excerpts from some of those television shows on our social media channels, YouTube and Facebook, coming up here pretty soon. Those shows are for 2025. We begin back on ESPN2 for 20 weeks or 26 weeks. I can't remember which. The last Saturday in December, the new shows start, the 2025 shows start on ESPN, as well as the Discovery Channel, Pursuit Network, Space City out of Houston, Texas, what was once AT&T Sports Southwest, now Space City Network, U2 Television, Walk Television, the Action Network, Hunt TV, Pursuit. On Pursuit, I believe 4 times a week. That is the largest total outdoors channel in America. And we're on there 4 times a week. My buddy Hank Parker's got his show on there as well, I think about 4 times a week. So what a great network Pursuit is. But it's TC, I did not call him Forrest that time. TC wandering off through the woods, but it sure is good to see him. I sure wish, if Mr. Forrest is still alive and in the area, I sure wish he'd come by and say hi. There's a pretty little buck showed up. Ooh, he's wild. Wilder than March hare. I think he just heard me talking and took off like crazy. I mean, took off like crazy. I also saw another really big buck out there that looked a little bit like Forrest, but I'm not too sure. I don't know. I think he just heard me talking. Golly. He's definitely wild. No doubt about that. I don't even know where he went. Run off out there and stopped. I don't see him. Well, didn't get much of a look at him. Oh, there he goes right there. I think that's him. Can't see his head, but I believe that's him. He looked like a nice 8-point. It wasn't the big one I saw out there a minute ago. I guess that one passed on through. Honey, he's a pretty one. He probably won't stick around long. That's a big wide boy. That's not TC though, but look how wide he is. Golly. Big wide boy. Man. 10-point. Big, beautiful rascal. Definitely not TC though, is it? But boy, he is wide and pretty. Not TC and not Forrest. Totally wild deer, no tags in his ear at all. Born in the wild. But he's got some of our great genetics in him, no doubt about that. Which is exactly what we've been trying to do here at Twin Eagle Ranch with our deer that we brought in from Dale Hagelin up in Iowa. He's got the actually absolutely the best genes of any deer in America, I believe. Obviously, people argue with that, but there's a lot of good deer places around the country. That's a beauty right there. On our way to church, he is definitely a lot of people sitting in a tree stand this morning. Would love to see him. Through the gate, I see another little buck standing off over there, all by himself. Now, he probably will not hang around. I don't know. Get through the gate here. Let's see if we can zoom in on him a little bit. He's just sitting there feeding. It's a very small buck, his very first horns. I think I've got him out in the middle of the picture. Hey, buddy. Hey, little guy. Hi, little guy. Hi there. He's probably not been able to participate in the rut. Of course, we have so many does here that on this ranch that we have a really good ratio of buck to does, though. So he's probably not been allowed to participate until he gets a little larger and can kind of force himself into the gene pool. Looks like his very first horns. And he's looking good. He's feeding under that acorn tree. They eat a lot of acorns. I mean, a lot of acorns. Okay, big boy. There you go. Yeah, pretty little guy. Yes, you are. On the other side of the fence. Now, he's actually inside our high fence. And he's with that little doe right there. Is there, you see another buck? Oh, I see another deer. I don't see another buck. I see a doe. That doe's got the fawn with it. But you see another buck?
No.
Well, I don't see another buck. I see one buck. And a doe and a fawn. Think it's your imagination, baby.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Look at him put his nose down. That's the doe he's after right there. Christine, I see no other buck out there.
Yeah, that's my duck.
Just does?
No, it's duck.
Another buck?
Yeah. There.
Oh, I see him. That looks like Forrest. He's outside the high fence, though, isn't he? That does look like Forrest. I don't know if that's Forrest or not. I don't think he's big enough to be Forrest. Yeah, he's outside the high fence. The other buck's inside the high fence. That was outside. But he's after that same doe. There he is, standing in the road. He does look a lot like Forrest. I don't think he's quite as big as Forrest. He's got the big white horns, though. There he goes. He's a beauty. Definitely a beauty. For sure. For sure. On the other side of the fence. Now he's actually inside our high fence. And he's with that little doe right there. Is there, you see another buck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see another deer. I don't see another buck. I see a doe. That doe's got the fawn with it. But you see another buck?
No.
Well, I don't see another buck. I see one buck and a doe and a fawn. Think it's your imagination, baby.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Look at him put his nose down. That's the doe he's after right there. Christine, I see no other buck out there.
Yeah, that's my duck.
Just does?
No, it's duck.
Another buck?
Yeah. There.
Oh, I see him. That looks like Forrest. He's outside the high fence, though, isn't he? That does look like Forrest. I don't know if that's Forrest or not. I don't think he's big enough to be Forrest. Yeah, he's outside the high fence. The other buck's inside the high fence. That was outside. But he's after that same doe. There he is, standing in the road. He does look a lot like Forrest. I don't think he's quite as big as Forrest. He's got the big white horns, though. There he goes. He's a beauty. Definitely a beauty. For sure. For sure. Another buck. There's another buck looking around that tree. It's a big pretty boy right there. Yeah, that's a big pretty boy right there. He's wide, really wide. Oh yeah, he's locked in. close to the house. Who is that? Is that TC? Or is that Forrest? I think it's TC. It's a giant, whatever he is. And there's Prince Charming, which is also a giant. Look at Prince Charming. I believe that is TC. I'm just not 100%. Yeah, it's either TC or Forrest. Oh, that's TC, I believe. Well, he is eating. I think we spilled some seed right in that area. He is getting after it. There's Prince Charming, watching him. He's kind of protecting his girls. They fight through the fence. It's a bad thing. He's sure watching. Boy, isn't he pretty? Big old beautiful albino. Gotta be TC right there. Oh, he is gorgeous. Big, beautiful deer. My gosh, look at the size of him. He's watching Benelli run around. He's not afraid of Benelli, of course. Benelli doesn't bother him a bit. Wow, what a deer. What a beautiful deer. You guys don't get angry at each other through the fence. Well, you just make another day or two and you're all right. You made it through gun season, TC. That's good. Very good. There is a big pretty boy laying right over there. I think he's right in the center of the screen. It's difficult to see. And I've got to go zoom all the way out on my iPhone. Be nice one of these days they'll build an iPhone with like a 20 power zoom on or something where you can really reach out there and look. That's a big buck right there. And he's really big and wide. Possibility it's TC. Kind of looks like it could be TC. Could be Mr. Forrest. You never can tell. And he's laying down. There's a doe off to the left. Right there. A couple of does. I think it's a couple of does. It may be a couple more bucks. I don't really know. I think there's a couple of does. But I believe that is either TC or I think it's TC's got darker horns. He's got a lot of white horns. Big and wide. It could be Mr. Forrest. That would be nice if it is. Apache's really sure he's seen him. Squirrel running in the foreground here. Apache's really sure he's seen him. But I don't know. But that's as good a look as we can get right here without driving out there, and I really don't want to drive out there and mess him up, so we're gonna leave him right there. Let him sit there and relax a little bit. Hopefully that is Mr. Forrest. Got big old white horns, he's big and wide. I think maybe that is Forrest. I hope so. Thank you, Lord, if it is. There's another beautiful buck right over there. I think with a doe. No, I guess maybe might be 2 bucks. A nice big buck. And a little bitty spike. And they were kind of pushing around on each other there. Look at that. The big one, he's just kind of, they're not serious at all. He's not trying to kill that deer. And a little deer, he's being tough and big. You know, really shouldn't be. You shouldn't be messing with. You shouldn't be messing with him there. I set my phone down on the ledge of the car just to kind of take a look at him, watch him spar there a little bit. It's So you should have a really good picture of that now. That's all the way out to 9 power on the scope. He's out there, I'm going to say 150 yards. So it looks pretty good. Looks like a nice 8-point. That's a nice 8-point there. And the other one is just a little spike. In fact, he may only have 1 spike. I don't know. He's just running around with that guy. Could it possibly even be his father? You never know. But they're doing a little sparring out there. Not too concerned with me at all. Beautiful deer. A beautiful deer. Yes, he is. I love it. Okay, guys and girls, I have just uploaded 14 videos for Pat for this week's Antler videos, Antlers on the Eagle. And we're watching for Forrest. We're watching for Forrest as much as we possibly can. And Apache thought for sure a couple days this week he saw him, but he thinks it's a different deer that's as big as Forrest, maybe even larger, he said, but it's not Forrest. So we're concerned about Forrest, there's no doubt about it. Many of y'all have commented and said, how in the world did we let our prize deer, our biggest deer, how do we let him get out? And when I guess you're saying to get out, you're talking about getting out of the inside high fence. And the deer have a tendency to be able to know how to do that, especially bucks in rut.
They know just about every trick, just like guys chasing girls. They know just about every single trick. And Forrest is a wild deer. Yes, he was born in the pen, and yes, we raised him by hand, raised him by bottle. Yes, we saved him from being crippled when he was a baby. Yes, I did crawl under the porch over at my partner's house and doctor him when he got his legs all messed up, and I don't know what caused all that. He got in a barbed wire fence or got in a fight with another deer or what. And yes, he has killed 2 other deer fighting that are the same age as him, and they had big giant horns as well. But he is a wild deer, and one of the things that we do, even the ones that we raise from a baby, particularly the bucks, we're going to let them go, and we're going to let a lot of the girls go as well. And we do keep a fairly decent amount, not a huge amount of does, but in the pen with bucks. And we put Forrest back in the pen last year. We decided not to do that this year and let him go and breed as much in the wild as he possibly can. And yeah, it's going to hurt a lot if we lose him, and we very possibly have, because we haven't seen him back around the house. We've seen Fat Boy a time or two, and we hadn't seen a little buddy as well, which he might not have made it either, but they may come back. I mean, you just don't know. There's a lot of things out there in the wild that takes the life of deer. About 40% of the baby fawns, maybe I think it's over 50% of the baby fawns, are killed by coyotes the first week of their life. It's just terrible. And the more coyotes we can get out of the area, out of the state, out of the county, out of the ranch, the better off it is. And there's lots of different ways to do that. Up in South Dakota, my friend Governor Christy Nome is actually paying high school kids to trap coyotes. They're buying traps for them and paying them a little bounty on the coyotes and getting rid of the coyotes, because it's going to help their pheasant population by a tremendous amount. Raccoons, skunks, possums are also bad on pheasant populations, quail populations, turkey populations. And so getting rid of the critters is going to help the wildlife that we really want to thrive. And we're not going to wipe out any of those critters. There's no doubt about that. And so people don't have to worry about that. Those are worried about species going away. But golly, they're wild deer, and we let them go. We raise them and let them go is what we do, and we lose some, and yeah, we're praying that we don't lose Forrest, but he is our prize buck. There's no doubt about that, and he scored probably 180 right now, and he could have been killed in a fight and be out there in the woods somewhere. He couldn't just absolutely turn wild and not come back around the house. We just don't know, but hopefully he shows back up. But we saw a lot of deer this week. We saw a lot of deer that we haven't seen on the video at all, going in and out of the ranch, and we had a big scare this week with Chris, and I went in and out of the ranch quite a bit, back to the hospital in Sulphur, and then back getting stuff to go to the hospital in Tulsa, and so we've got a lot of just pictures of deer on the ranch in this week's videos that y'all notice, but they're God's creatures. They're God's creatures. We're just borrowing them and enjoying watching them and stuff. So don't take anything too personal out there. These are wild animals, and if they die in the wild, many big bucks die in the wild every year that people never see. We're blessed to have been able to see Forrest as long as we have, but we sure enjoy sharing what we have with you. We have an incredible place here at Twin Eagle Ranch, and we take a lot of pictures out the windows and all around on the porch. And deer that are really wild, you can't just walk out on the deck and take a picture of them. You have to shoot the pictures through the windows. But we appreciate y'all so much. We love you. We appreciate you watching our videos, and we enjoy sharing them. We know a lot of you are in cities and stuff where you don't see deer. Many of you see as many deer as we do every day, and you still enjoy watching our deer, and I appreciate that. It's pretty chilly out here. I stepped out here in a short sleeve shirt. It's in the 50s, but it's windy and it's cloudy, and hopefully we get a little rain out of this. Haven't had any rain at all during the month of December. 1/10 of an inch of rain. It was just a little misty. I think last Sunday was when it was, and just a little misty all day, and it was 1/10 of an inch of rain in the rain gear. So we hope we get a little bit more rain out of this. We're just about to end this year. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. If this is the last time you get to see me on here, I'll be doing some more, so if you watch them, you'll be able to see them. Merry Christmas. Share our videos with as many people as you can. We had very little growth in our 3 YouTube channels all this year. TikTok grew quite a little bit, and Facebook grew quite a little bit, but you need to share these videos with all your friends on Facebook, because we sure enjoy sharing them with you and enjoy watching and reading your comments, and I answer a lot of them back. Not all of them, but I answer a lot of them, and I'm just covered up with stuff to do, but we love sharing what we do as well. Guys and girls, have you a very Merry Christmas, and remember, I sure do love you.